Good evening, everyone. I hope all of you are staying safe. Please stay healthy. It's another new year. COVID is still here. Omicron is getting more and more severe. So if you want to party, make sure you get your booster shot. Otherwise, you're definitely going to probably cause a lot of problems.
You're encouraging partying.
I mean, if we can't stop people, right? At the end of the day, we can't stop. We can't stop freedom. We can't stop, democratic society. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you take care of yourself and also think about your parents when you go out to party and just be careful. Yeah. Today, what we're going to talk about is like what Akmal mentioned just now, mainly about NFTs from start to finish. Okay, from a collector's perspective, and JC and Faris have been to classes regarding NFTs before. JC, you want to talk a bit about what you guys learned in the class and what this class about, just briefly?
Oh, yeah, cool. Well, we want to ulang gaji what we learned. And what we learn is all about how a collector analyze and assess an NFT. And how am I going to explain it in the more simpler term? Like, sorry, what is your question again?
Just like what did you, the brief points of what you got from the course itself, just very brief before we dive into the topics for today.
Well, it's very it's a topic about physical artwork, whereby we can distinguish and combine or make series of physical art into NFT and retain the ownership for all. So we want to talk about three mechanics of this physical artwork NFT, because physical artwork NFT can be includes sculpture, painting, physical photographies, and many more.
Yeah. What about Faris?
Yep.
Faris, you want to just touch on what you've learned just very briefly on the course?
Okay. Thank you very much, Shinji, for the space. So, basically, the course that we have gone through taught us basically few different perspectives, lah. But we have learned about collectors, about creators as well. But we are trying to highlight more on the collectors part tonight, because basically, like for example, for creators, right, they are looking for something valuable. In this context, we are talking about NFT. So basically, the arts itself, whether it gives meaning. Because personally, myself, I would look at the meaning behind the art first, and also if it offers utilities, then it would be best. But I think we will discuss further and further during our space later on, based on the questions as well.
Yep, we will definitely touch a lot about that. Akmal, I think I'll let you take a bit on the Green Gang staking one. Do you want to explain a bit about that?
Yeah. So the staking. So basically, what our thought behind it in terms of the staking is to make sure that there's some utility behind holding a Green Gang, and after you hold it, right? So instead of just giving people all this different merchandise, whatever, because we know that sometimes the things that we give away to holders might not gel with their soul. Like for example, I personally don't wear branded merchandise, right? So maybe there are other people like that. So what we're giving the opportunity for people is to stake their NFTs and get some tokens from us, right? It's called Squid tokens. And these tokens, for now, will the holders can either claim whatever the benefits that will be launching on our dApp, right? In this case, it will be merchandise first. And let's say if they don't want it, I mean, it's not financial advice, but you can essentially sell your tokens to someone who would want to claim the merchandise and then make some money there, right? But for now, we won't have any liquidity to our tokens just because we don't want to take that risk. Maybe in the future, we don't know yet. And again, why we start with the first 100 Queen is, these people are the early people who supported us, and I think we want to give that benefit to our earliest supporters.
All right, let's get started with the night then. And to really just open up this session very broadly, allow me to just whack in the first question from us ourselves. To understand NFTs, we must first understand the blockchain technology because it is essential to NFTs itself. But how does the blockchain technology relate to NFTs? We'll open up the floor for the speakers. Please go ahead, guys, whoever wants to take this question first.
Okay, hello guys. So basically what hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Faris. Faris,
Oh,
please, maybe at the same time you can introduce yourself also lah.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, hi, hello guys. My name is Faris, but my friends call me Scar. So I am a soon to be lawyer soon, not now. So I read law during the day. So during the night, I am an avid watcher of NFT. So basically, I'm a fan of everyone here. Shout out to all the creators. So coming back to Shinji's question, like how do we understand what is NFT and also what is the blockchain technology itself? So basically, how does these two relate? In my opinion, is that a blockchain is basically you can understand it by the way as a system which records information that makes it difficult or impossible to change. So, like for example, in this case, we are looking for something that it is, I would say, impossible to delete or impossible to change. And this particular system also allows user, like for example, creators, right? Allows the creators to create something involving the smart contracts and also programmable token. I'm sure that you guys are familiar with NFT, right? That's the reason you guys are here. So basically, this NFT exists on this blockchain, which means that the item or the art that you guys own, it is one of a kind. It can be edited, changed, or delete. And by owning an NFT on this blockchain as well, it also signify the creation of the creator itself and also the ownership to the one who purchased that particular item. So I believe JC also have his POV on this matter, so I would let him have this piece.
I love it. I'm going to talk in my perspective. How does blockchain relate to NFT? Well, you see, before the blockchain technology come, the art industry is dominated by the brokers and the elites. And that's where the artists also gain their fame because of their whole livelihood dedication to his craftsmanship make him sought after for collectors. Ni earliest collector dulu lah yang the rich and powerful dia orang collect kan. Because the objective is obviously to flip as an investment. And when blockchain come, nothing is changed. Yang berubahnya ialah satu hukum je, transparency. So blockchain is a medium whereby your artwork ataupun your fungible item tu boleh ditokenkan and direkodkan di dalam blockchain. And this is very important sebab ERC 721 affirming the ownership of that NFT. When we come to the point of how kita value an asset, first rule is the ownership of. You will continuously retain that ownership, and that is very, very valuable and tak boleh diubah. And the very low level argument when come to argue with the authenticity of an NFT ialah it can be replicated. Today you can post, upload and JPEG dekat pentas, the same one that you can upload dekat OpenSea and also to Rarible. This mean technically we'll be creating 3 smart contract, but it can also be revoked
Akmal, do you want to share your thoughts about this? About how the blockchain technology relates to NFTs?
It's a scam. No. No, I no, I wouldn't.
Oh, you wouldn't, man. You wouldn't, man. You're part of
I wouldn't say that. No, I
Oh,
think
you wouldn't. You
I think
wouldn't.
I get what JC was trying to say, but to me,
Sorry
at
bro,
least
aku melalut bro. Aku I cannot believe aku melalut.
no,
Aku tu.
no. If I
You know,
can
can you fucking
phrase,
believe it?
yes, but if I can phrase
Oh,
what you just
I'm so
said,
sorry for the rest of our audience. Minta maaf
it
banyak-banyak.
it's the blockchain is an open ledger where you can prove digital asset ownership. I think that was the key phrase from JC that I got out of what he just said, and 100%, we agreed. But I don't want to steal these people's thunder, so of course I'll let JC and Faris continue and share my thoughts when needed.
Sorry, won't happen again.
Okay. Thanks, speakers. Basically, a settlement layer, I think the speakers can agree on is that a settlement layer that cannot be disputed or altered, that will have your name on it or your wallet address on it or whatsoever, and that's a new way of recording ledgers and recording information, because now the information is made public and everybody can see it and nobody can dispute about it. That's what I got from the speakers so far. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Faris, is that okay? Can I move to the next question? Is that okay? Or JC?
Yes,
Sure.
yes, it's okay. Let's move on.
Okay, right. So now that we roughly understand this, then what are the fundamental terms that we have to understand about NFTs? Maybe just a few examples: minting, shilling, editions, or what the speakers know about. I'll just pass it to them.
Let's talk about minting. What the term minting itself?
Yes. Let's talk about it.
Because today aku have a thought about minting. Like what according to the blockchain academy, minting means an act of putting your NFT into the blockchain. But minting is not the term minting is not entirely entitled to a creator alone. Even a collector itself pun use the term minting, because when we go to adapt to mint, contohnya macam previously you go to like CryptoPunk, right, by Lava Labs, you have to mint from them, and the act of that activate a smart contract. So these terms of minting ni are very versatile. So we got to understand in which area. But technically, the whole concept is putting in your fucking JPEG into the blockchain, and they will create a smart contract out of it. And yeah.
Faris, you want to take your thoughts on this?
I think JC basically covered on minting, right? So I understand minting as something also similar to JC's perspective just now. Is basically what the action of you putting your artwork into the blockchain. So you pay a little bit of a gas fee, right? So the process to turn that, I would say, to turn that digital artwork, but not on blockchain yet, to be listed on the market, to be a part of the system itself. So you minted that, then only it can be listed for you to sell and also for you to promote your artwork. I think that is basically minting.
Minta maaf sangat-sangat. Okay. Anyway, I received a question, about how can NFT be a tool to combat climate change? Futurist, what do you think?
Yeah, let's actually talk about it. We
What do you
can
think about
straight away
that, bro?
jump into that. And I think for climate change, there is a very conflicting thought, because a lot of people think that minting NFTs is very damaging to the environment. But that's what the naysayers say. So I don't know what you guys think. I don't actually know how much carbon is produced whenever we mint an NFT. So I can't really give my solid opinion on that one. I think one of the simplest ways that I've seen a creator do is Sang Rimba. What they do is one NFT, one tree, right? Basically, that's one of the ways to combat climate change, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. But technically, what Futurist mentioned earlier about climate change is kind of important arguments that we receive right now, because people will say that NFT is bad for the environment and so and so. And we have to admit it's true. To the blockchains consume the blockchain technology, the minting, the mining consume a lot of energy. But we also have to acknowledge that the global industry of banking alone consume about 263.72 terawatts per hour in energy, according to Nasdaq. So Bitcoin is the world's most popular blockchain and cryptocurrency for the meantime, consume a bit less than half of that. Creating blockchain mining is a more labor intensive and therefore energy and intensive by design. So this is the fact, but things are changing to better. Like I do some reading, like Immutable X, the company that facilitates transactions and consider itself 100% carbon neutral. The movement toward a more ecological friendly choice in the crypto world. So how does this work? Ialah to minimize the amount of the numbers of transactions into a block. So contohnya macam things like an airplane that spit out carbon, right? Instead of 100 people dalam airplane tu, you can actually fit 600,000 people on an airplane. Even though the airplane still emitting the same amount of carbon. This is the thing that we are trying to improve slowly by slowly to make it more carbon efficient and carbon neutral.
So I would agree with JC on that, because like if you think, right, in each and every action, be it good or bad, there will always be pros and cons, right? Like for example, we are generating the cryptocurrency itself. We are using a lot. When I say a lot, it's a lot of energy. But like the thing that JC mentioned just now, it is basically the lesser evil. And by committing the lesser evil, in my personal opinion, we can actually be the change, by using the gain that we get from participating in this kind of projects, like the efforts and also the profits that we get from here. We can actually contribute back to Mother Nature, contribute back to the community, and actually be progressive, move forwards together, be a better community.
Yeah. A good news is that currently it's about 30% of Bitcoin mining can be traced to renewable source. So the things are moving forward.
Yeah, the things are definitely moving forward. And back in May, when the world and Bitcoin just crashed because everybody thought that Bitcoin was destroying the environment, but now everything, all that FUD seems to just disappear, isn't it, JC?
Yeah, apparently macam tu lah kot.
So it really proves how I would say short-term memory works and how our memory just fades away just like that. Back in May we used to have talk about the blockchain destroying the environment. But thank you guys for answering this question about NFTs and climate change. Can I move to the next question, JC and Faris?
Yep.
All right. The next question is probably the most interesting one and also the most controversial one. Why doesn't right-click save as work? How is it actually different from JPEGs? Because we actually have people online right-click saving as and creating a movement, and then those naysayers, they're saying like, oh, I just stolen your Bored Ape, I just stolen your what. So share your thoughts on this, guys.
See, Green 93, Green 98, you guys know that? The Green that's going to be a giveaway is a very good example on why you should all take the photo and right click and save it. Because there will be only one person yang akan enjoy the benefit. Everybody can do it. I'm allowing it. Tolonglah buat benda ni. Because why? You can promote it. You are promoting Green Gang. You're telling the world. You're letting people see. People judge on it. But at the end of the day, the ownership is the winner. And again, the utilities and the perks are enjoyed by the winner as well. So the winner always win lah. Korang boleh win by saving je lah. Not really winning lah.
Betul. Just would like to add a bit on JC's part. So basically, why NFT is different than just a normal JPEG or PNG, right? So it signifies ownership. That's the most important thing. Like everyone can just, like for example, you see the one that JC sponsoring for the giveaway, right? The GG penguin. Okay, so everyone can just screenshot the screen. You can just use it as your phone wallpaper or anything. But it doesn't mean that it belongs to you. Only the person who owns the NFT can claim the ownership. Depending on the license, like you can actually this one you need to discuss with GG further lah. I'm not quite sure about this, but if you have the license, right, you could use it commercially and you can definitely sell it, or what we call as flipping, for a higher price if the demand is met. And also, I would like to maybe can I just bring it to a legal perspective a bit, as what we all understand, right? Okay lah, you take someone else belongings. Okay, basically you steal it and then you use it without consent. So it is a wrong act. You shouldn't be doing that. Obviously, if you are using that to make profit as well. So in Malaysia, right? So we have what we call as a copyright law. This is under Copyright Act 1987. And according to Berne Convention, this particular copyright actually exists automatically upon the creation of a work. You don't have to like make any formal announcement or any formal registration. It's just automatically exists. This is according to the convention itself. So basically, when an owner of a particular item which is copyrighted, they are entitled to the reproduction of the material itself in any material form, the distribution of copies to the public by sale or other transfer of ownership, the communication to the public as the third one, and last but not least would be the performance, showing or playing to the public. Oh shit, I got another one actually. It's the commercial rental to the public. So what I have just mentioned is basically the rights that you have when you own a particular item which is copyrighted. Like for example, I as far as I'm concerned, right, I haven't seen any case being brought up in Malaysia pertaining NFT. God bless. Like for example, if we have that right in future, so maybe we can start seeing people misuse this particular NFT that they doesn't own and make profit out of it. So maybe we can start seeing the owners of the NFT itself taking legal actions. I believe that might be happening in near future if people were not educated on this copyright law and also other laws in our country itself. I think that's all from me, Shinji.
Yeah, thank you so much, Faris. A lot of thoughts there just
Yeah,
now.
good point.
Yeah, a lot of good points, really.
Yeah.
And that's why
just
you're here tonight.
We need our resident
thing.
lawyer. I think he should be our resident lawyer.
Hey, I just wanted to add something. Actually, if you own a Gwing you actually have commercial rights to it. Just saying.
Oh.
See?
Listen
Just saying.
and listen carefully, guys.
Need to
is being
slide in
recorded,
smoothly.
Session is being recorded, so that's exactly it, isn't it? Our session is 2% shills, 2% frills. That's the 2% shill right there. 96% quality content. All right, thank you so much, Faris. Thank you so much, JC, for sharing your thoughts on the right click, safe as, and copywriting as well. Well, let me just again slide to another question, and this one is from the public actually, and you selected it, JC. What stops the artist from tokenizing their artwork on numerous blockchains if the NFT doesn't provide you legal protections to the original? Let's just start there first. But actually, you mentioned just now it does provide you legal protections, isn't it, Faris?
Yep, it's actually based on our law, but I am yet to check further on, because every, like for example, if we are talking about marketing on different platform, right? So it's basically involve a lot of TNC. So maybe they does not comply with our law, but if the case were to happen in Malaysia, right, I believe that our law will come into action.
Mm. But essentially, the copyright belongs to the artist, so the artist can actually legally mint at any platform they want, isn't it? What do you think, JC?
Yeah.
Let's say I want to mint this picture of a dog that I painted. I can mint it on
Mhm.
Pentas. I can mint the same picture on OpenSea. Another one on Rarible. All the same picture.
Yeah, you can actually.
There's nothing wrong, isn't it?
It's somehow it's a very controversial thing, but
Right.
you can see, and this is the concept of double spend problem, tau. Kalau
Right.
you aware,
Right.
yeah, the double spend problem is when you take a picture of an item and make it multiple copies of those digital artwork pictures. Then you have a whole bunch of them, right? But so when the creator create an NFT, it will denominate that particular piece of original. So you can denominate how many pieces yang you ada as an original as well, because every hash code are different.
So basically, like JC said, there is nothing stopping you to do so actually. But
Exactly.
yeah, but for me, it is a question of, it is an ethical question, a principle question when it comes to this sense. So basically, as a creator itself, right? You created a piece of art. So I would say the art is named A. So basically, you created A and you plan to market it on Pentas, right? So you put A on Pentas. And then if you were to market A on OpenSea, like for example, right? Then there will be like two A's. So which one is the original? So if you are the creator itself, right, you must value your originality. So in my personal opinion, I would say that by doing so, it deficits the value of the artwork itself. So
Mm.
people wouldn't know, like, because both are actually legalized platform. But the thing is both are fucking same.
Yep.
So like for example, I mean, um just a piece of advice to all creators out there. It is your artwork, it is your right. But for me, it is not, I would say it is not encouraged for you guys to do so, since it will cause dispute later on, trust me. Because like for example, let's say I own the artwork named A. I bought it on Pentas. And then GC own another one, also the artwork A, bought on OpenSea. Then we both use it for commercial use. Like for example, I use the picture A inside my marketing material. JC use it also in his marketing material. So then suddenly it clashed. People reported to me, JC used my picture. People reported to JC, I use his picture. So basically we will both ended up in the court. So just to save everyone's time, this is not a practice that we should encourage. That is all from me, Shinji.
Yeah. Thanks, Faris. Akmal, you raised your hand. Akmal.
Yeah, so now we know the implications, right? Maybe the question that we should be discussing is how can an artist use multiple platforms? What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Exactly. Right. We can straight away lead to that question. Thanks so much, Akmal. Thanks. Yeah. Faris, what do you think?
So, Akmal, back to your question, right? So you were asking how can a creator use multiple platform, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. So, is it refers to one specific art, or like there are different types of arts, different collections,
Okay.
and so on?
So the issue that we've highlighted is if we if we use the same artwork to mint in two different platforms. So as JC has highlighted, there's the double spending issue. What you've highlighted is there's the what was it? Diluting the value, right? And also will create issues for both of the owners in multiple platforms. So if that's the case, then how can an artist with a collection of artwork use different platforms? Let's take for
I
example
see.
Pentas and OpenSea, make it easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So, thank you for the question, Akmal. A brilliant one, I would say. So, I just thought of this. I don't know whether anyone has established this or not, because, like for example, this actually refers to edition. Okay, if you would like to market the same artwork but on multiple platforms, so what I would suggest you to do is that the the edition itself is specialize on that platform. Like for example, the same artwork, maybe we can like put in some remark like A on pentas in the name itself. Or and when we wanted to market it on OpenSea, it is A on OpenSea. So it will be a two different entity, and by clearly stating that from the creator itself, when the creator mentioned that we have this kind of collection marketed on multiple platforms, we have A on Pentas, we have A on OpenSea as well. It There is only two A in this whole world. So I bet that will clear off the doubt and also avoid further complications in future. What do you think, Akmal?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think it was just a broad question, I guess. So what we have seen from some of the pentas creators who did mint on OpenSea is just the pentas is maybe the entry level collection where the price is affordable, I would say, for the audience on pentas, whereas the OpenSea is more premium version of it. So that's also another way people have been doing it. So instead of the same thing, you just create two different artwork with different value to you, right? In terms of monetary value. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, speakers. I think I will just move on to the next question. I will just jump around. Let me see what are the next question. This is also from a public guest from the submitting the Google form. What is a good strategy for buying NFTs as an investment? Should we talk about this first, or you want to talk a bit about this later?
Talk about this lah. It's quite fun actually. Pasal it's
Okay,
for
let's talk about it.
collectors kan.
Let's talk about it. Let's stay on this.
Okay, Faris bro, tolong cerita dulu bro.
Okay. So dia tanya strategi Okay, so what I would say is it depends on you actually. But from my perspective on how you can collect the artwork in order to shield later, in order to flip it later on, right? First thing first, you must, this is compulsory lah, you must actually know who your creator is. Is he legit? Is his artwork is beyond imaginable or worth the selling here? So like for example, right, if you are a fan of Green Gang, okay, like for example, if you are a fan, you must know like the characteristic of Green Gang punya artwork. So you tahu benda tu akan ada high resale value in future. That is why if you notice, each and every time Green Gang drop, you lambat few minutes je, you akan tengok semua dah ada owner. Okay, so if you were to ask me the strategy on how you can make profit later on, I would suggest you to spend more time on pentas. I mean, just take note of this group of awesome creators. Take note of their work. Be aware of their shilling, of their any form of promotion from their accounts. So be sure to follow them and be the first one to buy the artwork itself. And then later, as a collector itself, what you must do is you must hype your collection. I mean, sometimes when you just buy, yes, you are the collector, but people wouldn't know what kind of art that you have collected. So, like for example, when you just show a bit, just a snippet of it, like okay, just flex that you own a Green Gang, this one and this one, you might attract other buyers that might be interested from buying it from you. So I guess that is a small part of how you can make profit later on lah, from collector's perspective.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Faris. JC, please.
True, I kind of agree with Faris on this matter because first of all, you need to know your creators. You need to study the flipping rates. You need to, kalau misalnya kata you look at it as an investment, there's a lot of technical factors. Just like trading too. Understanding the trades, the rarity, and joining the discords and start to be active listening. I think that's a very good habit to have, is to continue listen about all the new things involving NFTs. Right now, our in Pentas, we are just starting out and we gain a very, very, very good traction. Mass adoption happening, a lot of people signing up, a lot of people creating more artwork. And this will actually attract another wave of buyers who also sees that these artworks are going to be valuable in the future. Not really in the future. You can just flip money sometimes kejap je, just buying Green Gang. Yeah, it's important to know your creators, ask, and be part of the communities.
Right. In that case, let me just slide on to another very simple but tough question also. How the heck do we stop ourselves from getting scammed by waifus? Explain, someone. You see, I do want to stay a while on this because we see a project, we see an artwork that somebody just popped up. They seem legit. We do background checks on them. We even talk to them on Twitter. Then at the end of the day, we just get rug pulled. So how do we stop ourselves from?
Today, bro, the recent one is the rap eater case lah. Maman tu talking to me kat Telegram and everything, apa fucking legit lah.
Yeah.
So you a bit disappointing but this happen though. You cannot stop people. Sometimes apa tu rug pull, honeypot, these things happen because this is not centralized, it's decentralized. Now it's a matter of us jaga our morality. So sometimes people make their decisions for their own reason lah. Ada orang have to rug, they have their own reason for that. But there will be always a collateral damage. Happens regularly. Flash loans happens all the times. And flash loans are to attack. So in this matter, since this is a very new thing, we all should be cautious, be part of the community, and also try not to invest everything that we have. Jangan pinjam duit parents, jangan pinjam duit mak apa semua kan. Jangan janjikan macam MLM, this whole thing. It's just there's a lot of way to get NFTs tanpa perlu convert ringgit lah.
Betul.
Yeah, that's all.
Just a little bit on that, bang. Just to be clear, here we do not encourage anything that relates to rug and pull, like be it any excuses, whether you are terlalu terdesak whatsoever. Please be mindful of others, and also please have some principle in yourself, because it hurts a lot when you get rug and pull. And recently today I noticed there is okay, I prefer not to mention the name here. I noticed someone got rug and pull on my timeline, and even worse, I saw someone getting hacked or compromised. But that is another issue that I believe we don't have the capability to dissect here. So I'll remain on the topic of rug and pull. So, like for example, guys, if you have the time to, like for example, portray your project as it is very good, it shows potential and so on, please don't let it be rug and pull, because people are watching. There is a lot of people who are interested in arts, purely in arts, people who are interested in buying the art itself to flip later on. People are everywhere interested in your specific project. So if you were to choose I would say haluan kiri lah. If you were to be the scammer, the scam money out of people, then you should know that this is not only memburukkan nama community and also memburukkan nama you. Like for example, if in future you dah bertaubat, you nak create a new platform selling legit arts, then suddenly people come to know that you used to do the scamming back then. There is no comeback from that. That is all.
Yeah. Think
insaf
long
aku,
term.
insaf lah.
Yeah. Basically, think long term, lah. And but right now, let's talk a bit about the buyer's perspective, lah. Maybe just one or two, just very short. What are the red flags that we see from a project that can possibly be rug pull? Do you guys want to talk a bit about that? Probable red flags before we move on to the next question.
Red flags.
Ya,
I let JC go
reflect lah.
first.
Well, macam kita ada cases whereby somebody using like AI ataupun some drawing app to
Yeah. Let's talk about that
Kan?
later also. Yeah, let's talk about
No,
that later. That's
I'm trying
interesting.
dalam konteks ni lah. It's the same context actually. So, and these creators bila dah kena call out kan, they straight away disappeared and leaving everything behind. So now the consequences ni adalah orang yang dah beli ni, they cannot flip because project dah mati, and also apa tu, there is no kesambungan pada this project pasal kereta dah tak ada telur. So this is one cases that one of the cases that I saw dekat pentas, whereby people these creators yang kena call out ni tak nak admit. I do not have an issue dalam konteks art because I do not judge an NFT by arts alone. I'm just concerned about how does the project bring forth apa utilities dia nak buat, apa building thing, what the project are going to build. I'm concerned about building. So kalau misalnya kata just a gallery of apa tu the art as an NFT artist, they will be offended bila tengok orang yang buat AI and everything. And I also will be disappointed because orang yang buat AI and everything running away like that without manning up and apa tu rectify the point. Kalau you think that is not a wrong thing to do kan. Yeah.
So, like for example, we are talking about red flag, right? I don't know you guys punya perspective on people who use AI. For me, I wouldn't think as they committed a sin lah, because I mean people are interested into jumping into the community, but without the skills, without I wouldn't say without the knowledge lah, because takkan dia tahu pentas tu apa yang kalau dia tak tahu. So like for example, people who use AI, I treat those arts as art itself as well, but be considerable lah, because you don't sweat on producing the artwork. I mean, you just pick and choose, put here and there, and then suddenly you market it for such a ridiculous price, and even worse, you get away with it.
Yeah.
This is once again back to the morality lah. I don't want to talk so much about morality tonight.
You're a lawyer, so we can go on the entire night about morality.
I try not to be
Dah
one
bila
tonight
lawyer
lah.
ada moral.
Yeah.
Oh, no. But it backs to the morality question lah. I mean, if you were using those AI apps or anything to learn or experimenting on your art concept, that would be absolutely fine. But for me to market those things, selling it to people, like even though you are creating another piece, it is an original, but for me it is not valuable and not up to the par whereby you can sell it, because on pentas other creators, they draw from like literally zero, nothing.
Yeah.
White paper, they draw on it, they digitalize it. So please respect other hustlers and be a responsible hustler.
exactly. Yeah, you're really speaking like a real lawyer right there. Akmal, please.
Since we're talking about the topic of some guides and tips for collectors to buy NFTs, especially for the first time, right? And we're on the topic of AI generated art. Are we saying that all AI generated art is bad? Because from my understanding is there are people who created the programs themselves, which then the output is being minted, and there are people who's using open source platforms. No sweat, just write a few words, put a few words together, and then they just minted it. What's your thoughts on that?
JC Faris, please. JC or Faris, please.
It's
Thank
still
you.
what matters is the smart contract, bro. It's just ya betul. People can sell anything. Now the for me as a collector, right? I'm only impressed for those yang ada entrepreneurship punya drive. You can sell shit. You can sell. You can mean the word on an NFTs that like the project as well or the on chain. It's a matter of how you sell the project. As me collector analyzing a creator. Because what matter is that if they can sell their project, there is a flipping rate for me. There's a chance that others might FOMO in the future, so I need to be the first. So dalam konteks ni kan, I'm not entirely kalau itu kau not, I'm not talking generally in pentas ni lah. I'm talking generally in the whole NFT world. I do not judge alone based on the artwork first, the project.
Okay, all right. Let's take two more questions from the audience, from the Google form itself. Right now, another question is, we see more creators than buyers at the market in Pentas right now. How do we ensure there is enough supply and demand? Just this very simple question.
Well, the simple answer is that it's very hard to quantify specifically the ratio.
Yeah.
We are aware that the creator can also be a collector. But kalau kita just tengok pada data, right, from April last year until December alone, the whole NFT transaction is roughly about $147 million. So it is a very big amount. Big amount means the market and the ecosystem is menggelegar right now. There is a supply and demand. There is a numbers of creators and buyers that's competitive enough. Every day flipping. There are people who I meet who every day flipping board aid saja. So the world is very big, yeah. That's all.
Okay, Faris?
Like for me, when we are talking about supply and demand here, right? Like JC said, there is no way to quantify. So what I'm trying to say here is more like maybe a logical solution to that. So since I would say that not everyone, even though it's already 2022 now, not everyone know what pentas is, what OpenSea is. So basically, this is still a new market. So this is actually a responsibility for us as a part of the community to educate the people closest to us, like what's actually happening in the world right now. So just to share a bit of a personal experience, right? So as you guys know, I was in Kuantan yesterday. So my father-in-law actually asked me what am I doing, because I was just trying to draw something. Then I was just talking to my wife about pentas, OpenSea, and so on. So he asked me, lukis-lukis macam ni buat mengisi masa lapang ke? When the question comes from your father-in-law, right? So you must answer with full ethical and morality once again. So so I explained to him what pentas is. So basically what the people are doing at the moment is that you can actually market your art. It can be anything. It can be your drawing. It can be your perhaps singing, performance, and so on. It can be digitalized and also marketed on this kind of platforms. So when my father-in-law heard about that, right, it's like, I'm glad that he is open about that. He is like, oh, macam ni orang buat duit sekarang. Yes, abah, macam ni orang buat duit sekarang. So basically what I'm trying to say here is that the more people that we educate, the more people that we promote this kind of platform, especially in Malaysia, we are using pentas, right? Then it will naturally attract others who are interested to be either two collectors or creators, or they can be both, because we know all creators here are also collecting artworks from other creators. So basically it maintains the ecosystem. So the solution that I am proposing here is that, especially for everyone that is in the space right now, right? Each and every time you see new creators, in addition, they put their pentas link and so on. Just click on the retweet button, just click on the right button. It costs you 0.00 BNB to do that. And when your followers who are not on pentas, who didn't know shit about pentas, when they click on the link, they will be brought to the interface, and then like, ish, apa ni, macam style je. See, people will come to know, and they would also be affected by that, and they will be interested to join. So trust me, when you do so, people are coming day by day on the platform, and we would not have the problem of supply and demand in the near future, at least. That's all.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, thank you so much, Faris. Basically, just help to encourage this lah, and help to retweet, give people some exposure, so on and so forth, right? Okay, our last two questions for the night is very interesting. The first one is probably will direct to JC. What's your opinion on fine arts as NFT, specifically those that only sell fine art with no utilities and roadmap? In this case, like those physical art in the gallery itself. So, yeah.
Ya, artis kau lukis je lah. Lepas tu kau min dekat apa tu pentas. If your work is good, people judge it lah, obviously. But us as a collector right now, kita judge based on what is the current you have to listen. Macam contohnya, who the fuck is this guy ya? Yang buat this cubism type of art in OpenSea. And each one of it is one-on-one, is very unique. And it is good quality type of cubism. It is something beautiful and it's consistent. And people can identify the signature of the artist itself. It's not rojak tau. You sekali tengok the whole gallery of the this fine artist punya site, right? It's consistent. You know that he is good at what he's doing, and he have a reason for every artwork yang dia deliver tau. Every pieces have a very convincing point. So yeah, that's where the direction of fine art, instead of you want to push your roadmap, because kau nak jual apa lagi? Takkan nak jual t-shirt pula kan?
Yeah, I think that's a great answer as well. Faris, what about you?
For me, I think fine art creators, especially on pentas, is on another level, I would say. I mean, not everyone can do fine art. And even before pentas is there, right? Zaman dulu-dulu apa semua, I mean, the artist has always been there. If we look further, if you look ke belakang kan, dulu-dulu orang-orang bangsawan, they were all like collecting pins. I mean, me myself question the need of people collecting artworks back then lah. Sebab I macam fikir, I mean, okay, beli lukisan, lepas tu boleh gantung kat rumah, dah habis. Back then lah. But now, everything is already digitalized. And speaking about fine art, right? The concept itself, for me, it is very difficult for anyone to try, and the pride of owning a piece of fine art actually makes them more valuable and also marketable on this platform itself.
More elitis lah konon-kononnya.
Correct. So because at the moment, right, I saw few people doing fine arts on pentas, but to be honest, we really need more people like them to come out and shield their artwork on pentas, because I believe we got so much talent in Malaysia that is still waiting for his or her time to discover pentas, open sea, and so on. What we have seen today is just a little bit of it. And I don't know if we are allowed to do shout out. No,
Oh,
Yeah,
goosebump
allowed to.
goosebump.
Goosebumps.
Please go ahead and do some shout outs. Then we'll head on over to our last question.
All right.
And yeah.
Now, I would like to take this opportunity to, I mean, I haven't owned his piece yet, but hopefully in near future I got the privilege and to do so. So to Mr. Sanuri Zulkifli, I'm a fan. Woo.
Definitely a lot of honorable names: Amira, Nimia, Suena Jo, Sanuri. There's too many to mention, and we can literally go on the entire night about it. Yeah. Okay. We're down to our last question for the night. To keep it simple, how can one market his or her works if they are introverts or if they don't have the resources to do so? What do you guys think?
You work
Okay,
as a team lah, find a team.
Oh, that's it.
You want
That's
to
the answer.
go far, you go together. You want to go, kan? To be honest, kan, because everybody ada strength. If you see that your strength pada illustrating, you need someone who have entrepreneurship to become your dev ke, to become your marketer ke. So you no matter what, you still need people.
Yes.
And you just have to find someone yang can fit and can tolerate you and can sama-sama go through this hardship, because if you go through this together, it would be a very, very good memory, and obviously at the same time, it would be a lucrative thing to do because you guys are sharing the strength together, complementing each other. Instead of you seorang-seorang, you will be stuck
Exactly.
alone over there. That's very sad actually. Don't be stuck, bro.
Exactly. That's a perfect point right there. Really. Faris, please.
Okay. I totally agree with what JC just said. So because in our nature, right? I mean, not 100% everyone on Malaysia like that, but we do work better if we work in team. I mean, we can allocate the task. This person does that. This person does this. But you mentioned the word introvert just now, right, Shinji?
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, right, in our era where everything has already been digitalized, everything you can find online, you have your social media. That is actually the life hack for introvert community.
Abudan, even the metaverse semua tu is for you.
Correct. You don't have to
Welcome
face the
home,
people.
brother.
You don't have to face the people for the sake of promoting your artwork. You can just tweet simple wordings telling them that I am going to drop them, or perhaps you can just do a bit, I would say a teaser, like before you mint the artwork, right? Say you can just pancing the community lah, say okay, berapa orang nak beli kalau aku mint benda ni. I mean, there's a lot of way that you can do as an introvert to get your art pushed forward. So if you are saying that lemak bang, sorry lah, tak malu lah nak promote, introvert lah, nak tulis tweet pun tak berani kata, then that is a question that you must ask yourself lah. I mean, tulis tweet you tak perlu pun, contoh I nak tweet dekat JC, I tak perlu pun pergi rumah JC ketuk, Assalamualaikum bang, saya nak tweet kat abang ni, saya depan muka dia. I don't have to
Babi
even
kau.
do that. See, it is basically unlimited market for you guys, be it introvert, extrovert, or anything. This is the time, this is the moment that everyone has already been waiting.
Amin.
Betul.
Amin.
Where everyone
Sambung lagi,
can
aku tengah baca doa ni. Amin.
where everyone can actually be a part of the community without too much hassle compared to what we have to do back then. I think that's all from me, Shinji.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing your honest thoughts on this, and really just being very blunt, not sugarcoating anything. And at the end of the day, when it comes to marketing, if you're an introvert and if you're afraid to go up to spaces, you can always hire a team. And at the end of the day, working together with other people is what drives your success and what patches up your weakness as well. Because someone can be much better at marketing and you don't have to do everything yourself. So thank you for allowing me this opportunity to moderate this session. Thanks, man. Back to you, man.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, Shinji.
Okay, so just final words. So thank you so much to everyone who joined this session. Thank you so much, JC, Shinji, and Faris, for spending time on this. We actually spent a lot of time preparing for this, a lot of arguments too. So this was, hopefully, this was a good session. And if there are things that you would like us to improve on, you can either DM Gwingang or Futurist. And we'll take that and then hopefully move forward. And if you like this session, also tell us, so maybe we can do continuity to it. So today is about collector's perspective of physical arts. Maybe in the future, maybe the next one would be marketing and roadmap. So I think there's a lot of questions about that. Probably would be an interesting topic. We'll invite more people in with JC's caliber, of course.
Yeah, thank you guys so much, and thank you guys for joining us. Yeah.